So, Travel to Trauma is a nonprofit that I founded here in Los Angeles to help underprivileged young adults ages 18 to 29 who have experienced significant trauma, often from generational poverty or abuse or other systemic challenges. And our mission is unique in the sense that we provide a 4-month holistic recovery program that incorporates solo international travel in order to empower our clients to achieve lasting personal growth and resilience. And what makes us are so special and makes our program so unique is that we combine practical tools like free therapy, life coaching, health and fitness coaching, financial coaching with the solo international travel experience over the course of 4 months. And the travel piece is really the heart of what we do because it gives our clients a chance to step outside of their comfort zone, to build confidence, expand their empathy, and really reflect on their lives in a way that traditional resources like therapy don't necessarily provide those kinds of opportunities. And it's not just about providing tools for healing, it's about helping people rediscover themselves from a whole new perspective. Because I always say you cannot heal in the environment that has traumatized you. And being able to take a step back from that environment creates a really meaningful change that lasts a lifetime. And that's why our motto is exploring yourself by exploring the world.
My name is Temoney. I work at the Humane Society of the United States. And we focus on animal welfare, opposes animal-related cruelties on a national scope. We work on issues including pets, wildlife, farm animals, horses, and animals used in research, testing, and education. The organization fights to end suffering for all animals, targeting factory farming, hunting, the fur trade, puppy mills, and wildlife abuse. And through rescue, response, and sanctuary work, as well as other hands-on animal care services, the Humane Society helps thousands of animals every year.
World Food Program USA is the U.S. affiliate of the United Nations World Food Program, also known as WFP. WFP serves 300 million people annually, over 120 countries and territories. Most of their programs include delivering emergency aid and food to communities that are affected by conflict, climate change, as well as increased costs. So a few of the programs that you may have heard of is WFP is engaging in Gaza currently, Lebanon, Syria, as well as other countries. Some of the long-term programs that they focus on are building resilience in places like Africa, where climate change is destructing communities, and they are able to work with local governments to implement sustainable solutions to help people reach their food needs.
So Compassion Choices is the nation's oldest and largest nonprofit that works to improve care, expand options, and empower folks at the end of life. We're actually a family of organizations. We've got Compassion and Choices, which is a 501c3, and it focuses on education and outreach. And then we've got Compassion and Choices Action Network. I'll also call it CCAN. It's a 501c4, and it focuses on lobbying and advocacy. And there's a little bit of political advocacy on there as well. We manage a few political action committees by CCAN. So together, all these entities, all the staff work together across the country to ensure that folks have the resources, the options, and the access to those options that they need to make informed decisions at their end of life. And our mission really is rooted in equity. We prioritize outreach to underserved and diverse communities and aim to make sure that everyone, regardless of race, religion, sexual orientation, income, geographic location, everyone can make decisions that align with their own personal values and beliefs at the end of life.
So, as the founder and CEO of a volunteer run nonprofit that is still growing, I wear a lot of hats. I manage every aspect of the organization from program development and fundraising to building partnerships and overseeing the outreach efforts. I have amazing team members who specialize in areas like digital marketing, web development, and the program curriculum itself. And I work closely with them to make sure that we are all aligned on our mission and our tasks. But because we're still in the ramp up phase, it's very hands on. And it's not just out of necessity, but because I'm deeply passionate about the work. Travel through trauma is incredibly personal to me. I've built it from the ground up because I genuinely believe in the power of travel when it comes to holistic recovery, especially the solo international travel component in order to transform lives. My job is to lead by example and support our team and ensure that everything we do stays focused on empowering our clients to heal and grow. And it's really a team effort that I'm proud to be a part of, something so meaningful.
And as Senior Director of Production at the Humane Society, I oversee key aspects of our print production, promotional campaigns, spot buys, apparel, and e-commerce initiatives, all of which play a critical role in advancing our mission of animal welfare. My team and I ensure that all printed materials from direct mail, brochures to posters and educational content are not only high quality, but also aligned with our brand's voice and purpose. And these materials are vital in raising awareness and generating support and inspiring action to protect animals. In terms of the spot buys and promotional efforts, we focus on creating targeted, impactful campaigns that drive engagement and donations. And these campaigns help us to spotlight urgent issues affecting animals and rally the public to take immediate action. And whether it's through special offers, seasonal promotions, or limited time merchandise, our work directly supports the Humane Society's mission by creating visibility for our cause and generating much needed funding. And in addition to overseeing the production of our apparel and e-commerce, these outlets serve as powerful tools for advocacy and awareness by offering branded items that allow supporters to showcase their commitment to animal welfare. We not only raise funds, but also help spread our message in communities across the country. Every product sold represents a step toward fostering greater understanding and support for the animals we work so hard to protect. Ultimately, the work I do in print production, promotions, and apparel, and e-commerce supports the Humane Society's broader goal by increasing visibility, engagement, and resources for our animal welfare efforts.
As the Senior Director of Digital Advertising and Marketing at WFP USA, I lead our in-house team to engage in advertising for fundraising, lead generation, for our advocacy efforts, as well as increasing brand awareness. So most of our priorities are donor acquisition and generating revenue for the organization. As a nonprofit, fundraising is one of the most important areas because the more money we raise means the more money that we can give to people on the ground and serve communities that are facing food shortages or experiencing natural disasters or any of the issues that WFP is helping in.
So as the Director of Compliance, my role may not seem directly connected with the mission at first glance, but I think it's absolutely essential to keeping our important work moving forward. Compliance can mean different things at many different organizations, but at Compassion and Choices, I like to say that it helped my colleagues sleep at night by keeping us on the right side of the law so they can continue to do their important work. This means that ensuring we're compliant with IRS rules and regulations, state and federal lobbying, campaign finance regulations, and a lot more. I also manage our contracting and procurement procedures. We work with a lot of vendors and independent contractors. I oversee our insurance policies and handle other operational aspects of our organizations. And in nonprofits, especially those that are large enough to have people solely focused on the operational side or the programmatic side, the administrative folks often feel separate from the mission. But I've learned that if the trains don't run on time, if bills aren't paid, if filings aren't submitted, or contracts aren't reviewed, then the work that directly serves our mission simply can't happen. My job ensures that our incredible team can focus on life-changing work that they do without worrying about operational risks. And at its core, roles like mine, works like others on the admin side, like accounting, HR, and IT, that work ties into our mission by supporting equity and quality of life, whether that's ensuring our advocacy efforts comply with law or helping to manage resources responsibly so that we can reach more people and do more incredible work.
One of the biggest lessons I've learned is that your passion does not have to be your career. It can be one part of a really fulfilling and well-rounded life. My background is in biomedical engineering. I received my bachelor's and master's from Cal Poly San Luis Obispo, and I've worked as an engineer in the medical device field for the last 12 or 13 years. And even now, while I'm leading Travel to Trauma, I still work in the field because it actually allows me to keep financial pressure off of my nonprofit work. And it's really important to me to have the freedom to stay creative and passionate about what I'm doing with Travel to Trauma without worrying about making it my main source of income. This organization is really personal to me because it's inspired by my own healing journey. I've traveled to over 70 countries by myself as a way to work through my own mental health struggle of complex PTSD, depression, and anxiety from severe childhood abuse. Travel became a way for me to process and heal and grow in ways I never thought was possible, and it's been life-changing. But it's not what I expected for it to turn into if you had asked me a few years ago, or even when I was at university. So I would say for students who are really passionate about mental health and wellness, start by exploring your interests and values. Volunteer, intern, connect with the organizations that you care about. But you don't have to make your passion your career. It's okay to have a career that supports your stability while pursuing your passion in other ways, because we are all well-rounded, holistic individuals that have multiple avenues of creativity, and it's important to explore analyzing what actually lights you up. So let your career just be one part of your life, not your whole identity. You don't have to follow the traditional values of success, like climbing the career ladder as fast as possible. Instead, take time to understand your core values and shape your life around them. And be open to the idea that your passions will change as you grow. Evolving is necessary and good, even when it's scary, even when it goes against the decisions that you made at university. And sometimes the choices that feel the most uncomfortable are the ones that are meant to help us grow and become in alignment with ourselves. So check in with yourself regularly, make sure that you're aligned with your values and your purpose, and implement balance into your life. Allow your career to be one aspect of your identity. Allow your passions to bring you a different type of joy and passion that you wouldn't be able to achieve with your career. And it's okay to have both. And find a way to let them work together so that life feels really meaningful and balanced for you.
So looking back on my career journey, I would tell a student passionate about animal welfare or rights that there are many paths to making a meaningful impact. And that passion can absolutely translate into a fulfilling career. When I was starting out, I didn't realize the range of opportunities within the field. But I discovered that combining creativity, some strategies, and a dedication to animal welfare can open up many doors. Again, number one, you want to start with a passion and stay open to opportunities. Being open to exploring diverse roles that allow you to contribute because again, animal welfare is not just about being directly involved in the rescue operations. There are opportunities in advocacy, communication, policy, fundraising, and print production, just to name a few. Second thing, you want to build a career, in essence, in building a career in animal welfare. Again, if you are unsure on how to build that career in animal welfare, I recommend gaining experience, wherever you can. That could be internships, volunteering, or even side projects that can help you understand where your skill intersect with the needs of any particular organization that, like the Humane Society, for example. But don't be afraid to carve out your own path. Animal welfare just isn't a traditional career. It can build on so many different ways, right? It can be built upon. Whether you're interested in using your media to raise awareness, developing campaigns that drive change, or working with technology and data to create impact, there's no one size fits all. What matters is your commitment to making a difference and your willingness to combine your skills with your passion for the cause. In terms of advice for students, I would encourage you to seek out mentors in your field. network with like-minded individuals, and stay adaptable. Many people who work in the animal welfare didn't set out to do so directly. It's all about leveraging your skills in ways that serve the greater good of the animals. And most importantly, don't be discouraged by uncertainty. The world of animal welfare is vast, and there's a place for you, whether your strengths are lie in creative production, policy, law, business, or advocacy. And just be open to, again, as I said, adapting and be, willing to listen and engage and listen to a different perspective, and things will fall into place for you.
I've always had a passion for giving back and kind of helping people in different kind of communities. So even in high school as well as college, I would volunteer at animal shelters, soup kitchens, and any other organization that had volunteer opportunities. And then even in the beginning of my career, I started off in the corporate world. So mostly in corporate media agencies like Ogilvy, Mediacom, Kenshu. And yes, I was helping large organizations and companies make more money and reach their business goals. But on the side, I would also find some impactful work to kind of supplement. And then after a few years, I kind of rethought about my career and said, okay, maybe I should try the nonprofit industry because I do have a passion about different missions. And then I was able to have the opportunity to start at World Animal Protection US, which is a global animal welfare nonprofit. And then there I built kind of my nonprofit experience in fundraising, event planning, and also corporate partnerships. And then that led to my subsequent roles that were all focused about mission-driven organizations.
So I think it's great to look back at your career, especially where I am in my career journey. Life, and especially your career, is up and down. It's a roller coaster. So I started out at the University of Tennessee, where I majored in political science, and later I went on to law school at the University of Baltimore School of Law. And I knew I wanted to do something for the greater good, something that I was passionate about, but I had no idea what it looked like. But in law school, I began volunteering at a small nonprofit that provided legal services to low-income LGBT individuals. The opportunity came through networking with a student group that I belonged to. And it was really eye-opening to see the programmatic impact of the nonprofit, but also what it took to operate one successfully. And that's when I realized that operations and compliance were just as vital to fulfilling a nonprofit's mission, just as the work happening in the field. So my first piece of advice to this is get involved, join student groups, join community groups, attend networking events, and talk to people working in different parts of the nonprofit sector. I was one of those people that felt a little bit awkward at these events, but let me tell you, people love talking about themselves. People love talking about their jobs. Leadership roles in these community groups and these student groups is also invaluable. It's free experience to put on your resume or a cover letter. I was president of our LGBT student group and co-president of our public interest student group, and those experiences helped me develop the skills and the connections that I still use today. Later in my career in law school, I interned at a different type of nonprofit, an association, and it gave me a new perspective on advocacy and policy work. That's another key takeaway. There are so many different types of nonprofits working on so many different types of issues. Keep an open mind and research organizations that align with your values, not necessarily your passions or your interests. For example, I came to Compassion & Choices not because I had a background or a passion in end-of-life care, but because I was drawn to the work in equity and expanding bodily autonomy. I found that equity and quality of life can be the foundation for so many different types of work, whether it's legal services, advocacy, education, or even operational support like compliance. So if you're passionate about making a difference, there really are countless ways to channel your passion into a career. Start by getting involved in your community, exploring different types of organizations, and saying yes to opportunities that align with your values. You might be surprised where that takes you. I certainly was, and I'm very happy with where I am today.